calling or something. This Ember should go pretty ham here. I think it's going to be a race of kind of, does this Ember with like the Phoenix Rubik behind him explode into the game first? Or can you get to that point where the Lifestealer with the Shell Surge joining those fights with the Radiance just starts chunking these big boys?
All right, heading into game one, our opener for the opener. The opening match of the upper bracket final, which might be what we see in the grand final. Any interesting facets that stand out here for you? Got Dance of the Dead, so he's not going to be taking the Ofrenda, which so many people tried to make work at the start of the patch, and then ultimately didn't really come to anything. I think the new Bloodsport, right, that facet combined, we talked about how it's like an anti-healing measure. Right, anti-save. Save heroes can't see inside the arena, but obviously that's going to help protect the egg even more. The walls of the arena are already protecting it, but if you're outside of the arena, you don't know how low the egg is, right? So you don't know what kind of the status of that is. That's going to be entirely up to communication of your allies and whether or not they can kill the egg who are inside the arena. So that's going to be kind of an interesting little balance of things that Nouns are going to have to figure out.
Look at this little Pudge play. They're smoked up here.
It's an interesting one. They're going to hit this hook. Now, Lelis does have this Fear Shot. Question is whether or not the Phoenix can do the damage to finish him off, and it's looking like as long as he lands this last Fire Spirit, that'll be it.
Oh, nice little use of the end of that smoke. Not a play I think Lelis was thinking of at all. Will give Gunner couple free creeps on this wave, which is nice for the Darkseer at least, but that is first blood to the Phoenix and some extra XP.
Arteezy missing 2 CS for that, didn't get first blood. That was a selfless Pudge act.
He's mad right now. He is raging on the comms for sure. Rough start for him.
You think he could have been the one to TP out to the tower too, but he didn't even do that. He had skimmed it instead.
Yeah, there's no way you TP there. It's like, it's too expensive for what it's worth. This lane's going to shove in anyway, so saving the mana and everything's a big deal on this hero.
So that's that matchup. We see the bottom lane, a double melee matchup against Mars Rubik. This cannot go well for Nouns. Now, maybe Yuma is just able to get out of the lane fine because he's a Lifestealer, but I don't think Fly's doing a whole lot in this lane outside of dying.
Yeah, I guess you could burn their mana out a bit more reliably now. Maybe that helps. It's going to be hard to get the pulls off. And yeah, this double melee lane is going to be the toughest one for Nouns for sure. MC should free farm here. Guaranteed, in my opinion. Nothing really stops it. Even though you have this Lifestealer matchup, I just don't think there's a way to get aggressive on him without losing the regen battle. If you get pulls off in this lane, though, it will help a lot, as Copy is almost dead. God damn, that was very close. Did take this double impact facet on the Ember. I've seen a lot of the chain gang, but might be my first time seeing this one.
Yeah, this one is annoying, man. It's kind of awkward to get the positioning, but if you can hit, so what it requires is you need to have the hero that you're trying to hit with it be closer than the rest of the units that are in the slight AoE, which means positioning wise, it can be really difficult against ranged heroes. But sometimes, like as a creep wave is coming in, you use that slight. And so the back of the creep wave, they're in the back of the sleight of the fist, and the ranged hero is just sitting in front, and you can get that double hit. It obviously can be a lot of extra damage. It's just getting that positioning is quite difficult, I think.
Assuming it'll be nice in the later fights.
Yeah.
Just a bit of bonus damage on the sleight. If you don't feel like you're going to get a lot of extra chains out on the other facet, then it's just free extra damage. Never bad. Looks like now it's getting pressure in the safe lane as Skem.
Yeah, nice rotation from Skem to make sure. I mean, they might have had that kill without him, but he really ensures that the kill is free, and almost killing Fly in the process too. Fly's going to drag this creep wave way out. has to immediately eat the Lotus for fear of dying to the Fade Bolt. That gives enough time for Yuma to be able to TP back into lane and start getting these last hits, the creeps, as they get back under tower.
That was a nice rotation from Skem. They read the push in pretty well. Just dive this lifesteal with extra creeps, extra heroes. Nothing this clock can do to really save him. Rough death for Yuma as this lane starting out pretty rough for him, especially compared to this counterpart in the Pudge, who is free farming versus Darkseer. I mean, they knew this matchup. They're pretty confident in it. Not much Darkseer can do early, especially with a Muerta who's just not that good at pushing the lane in and diving this Pudge. Which isn't easy, but it's kind of your only route to maybe kill him. So Arteezy's going to free farm. Already has boots, bracer done. The Mars is free farming bottom, so I guess it's just the mid for Nouns that's going okay. Power shot will miss, but Copy is winning this lane. Really hurting Yopaj's regen and taking advantage of the water runes.
He's done a great job from that one position where he almost died. He's now been harassing Yopaj to a point. Yopaj has to take a little bit of a breather here and go get a refill off a bounty rune just to be able to keep this lane going. Level 6s are going to be coming in soon, as we also have 50 seconds until the 6-minute rune, so we'll see what kind of support rotations we're going to be met with. Because I assume that Skem could probably leave Arteezy alone at top. He already has level 1 meat shield to get a second level. Clockwork has actually rotated behind here. This isn't going to work. In fact, it's going to get real bad if he gets hooked in, which is just what happens. Fortunately, there is a surge from Gunnar to bail him out. But that is going to be a Clockwork in and out. And that leaves no surge for Gunnar here. So he has to use the vacuum to protect himself. The cogs as well will form a barrier. But if Arteezy lands this hook, it should be a kill on somebody. Surge is coming up in 2 seconds, maybe. He just gets closer enough range. Okay. He's going to turn around and fight him a little bit. And he actually managed to kill the Pudge. Arteezy loses out in the fight. Now Skem is going to join him in death, it looks like, as Lelis gets the shot over the cliff. And Gunnar gets the final punch. Nail in the coffin. Kitrak comes in, but he's already used his Fate Bolt, so there's no damage left.
A nice turnaround. Lelis showing up at the right time. Bails that awkward gank out. They end up getting both in the end. Kitrak cleans up a bit, but Gunnar, the real winner of all that exchange. Huge amount of gold in his pocket. Easy threatening him again, but you're going to look towards these 7-minute wisdom runes. Mid does get pushed in with catapult. This is Blight Orb Ember, so
with a regen rune.
have to think about the tower damage. Yeah,
he got back up to full HP, full mana.
To keep this catapult alive? No, he doesn't want to tank the tower.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a little too much, but still might look for the kill. Yeah, they're going to commit.
Got him on the chains with the blood grenade and the damage over time of the fire spirits. They can threaten Copy here. Copy, he turned around, did what he could with a focus fire, but eventually he is run down by the Phoenix. So very nice setup by Skem.
Yeah, just no TP help. Knew this lane was pushing in. Same bottom. Arteezy makes the gate rotation. Just phase boots his way onto this lifestealer. No infest yet. Shopify making some moves in this early game. Outmaneuvering Nouns on these lanes. Making the supports TP to the wrong areas. Giving them the runaround. This wisdom rune does get claimed, but you're not really close to the ults on this Clock Muerta. And Skem having a really strong early game here. Might have a fast egg up.
We did say that this was going to be a faster paced lineup for Shopify Rebellion. They're certainly bringing some speed, far more rotations from Arteezy than I ever expected. But I mean, I always like the look of Shopify Rebellion when Arteezy does stuff like this. Feels like they kind of turn into a different team.
Stuff like that.
Oh. Yeah, well, maybe not that hook, but you know.
I mean, I agree. When Arteezy's active, he's fighting. His team looks the best. And some of his moves have worked, some of them haven't, but he's still having a pretty good early game here. Didn't want to linger top, I guess, versus the level 3 Ion Shell dive potential. They're going to send MC up here with the arena, though. This is a nice kill.
Catch Gunner burst him down easily.
Again, just making the moves, man. Just rotating these heroes all over the place, outnumbering Nouns. no real response. Nouns not able to read these moves well and set up some defensive play for them. If you're not going to make moves of your own, that's okay, but you have to read what the enemy is doing and respond. And right now, they're just getting caught off guard everywhere. It's going to be another smoke from Shopify Rebellion. They have Supernova online. The Pudge is getting active again.
MC trying to go back through the portal is not going to work out for him. But the dive will commence in the mid lane. Copy. Nothing he can do about this, and no rotations are going to come from Nouns. Just too many heroes being brought by Shopify Rebellion, and might just take the tower for this.
Man, they have really put the pressure on this Wind Ranger. And Nouns lineup just not ready to fight this early. Maybe not expecting this Pudge to be this active, but I mean, if I'm Copy, I'm mauling right now. Like, what the hell's happening? I've just been ganked by 4 heroes effectively twice.
Yeah.
The old quad lane mid team. Help me.
And if the Wind Ranger isn't getting any momentum, the Lifestealer always needs time, and you've got a Darkseer, who also is not the fastest offlaner in the world. Who do these supports play around at this point?
Oh, the stacks. You can't let Shopify steal these stacks, man.
Well, too bad. It's happening. It's happening
I mean,
right
the
in
fight?
front of your eyes. Silence really well positioned here from Lelis. Stops all that aggressive action. Yopaj can't get the kill on the Wind Ranger, even with an amp damage rune, but they've already taken that hard cam stack. They're going to try and intercept some of the ancients as well. Yopaj, with his slight amp damage, could very easily, he could go for the ancients or he could go for the kill, and he's going to go for the kill. Gunner, he'll get away for now. He could jump after him with a remnant, hit him with a slight. He's got just enough mana to be able to do both, but he's already got a remnant out, so he's just going to use that to escape. Got the kill on Gunner. RTZ picks up the kill on Lelis, and well, there's not too many ancients left in that camp, so no need to bother with that anymore.
Man, the early game pressure here is super high. They are just running at him. This Ember, I mean, we talked about there's not much early control for Yopaj in this game. He's basically invincible, and when you have an invincible Ember Spirit, I mean, you could do whatever you want around that middle lane, around the runes, enemy triangle. They're going to finish up those ancients that were left lingering. They're just going to go straight top after this. The roaming potential is just so damn high here off the early skirmish power, and the supports from Nouns just not able to contest these early skirmishes. They really need like Ion Shell Clock to be the front line, but he doesn't have the hook shot, so it's tough to find your openings. His tower's just going down. No defense.
Not a damn thing they can do about it. RTZ rushing to an Aghanim Scepter. I guess faster Eternal Shroud isn't really needed in this game. Their damage is just kind of weird on the side of Nouns right now.
It's very strange. They have some single target focus ability, but it's not that great without the kind of first item for the Wind Ranger. Once more, Gunner just getting run at here.
Slight chains clear the way for a telekinesis into hook. Okay. RTZ wants to make it, he wants to show off a little bit. Doesn't throw the hook for the grab from the chains or the telekinesis. Waits for the surge.
Got that Flesh Heap though. You get a last hit on this tower as well. He is yoked now, man. This Pudge is massive. Very scary hero for Nouns if he gets fast Ags Eternal Shroud here. Like, I don't know what you're doing versus him. Your Radiance on this Lifestealer, it's going to be strong, but it's going to be a lot slower in terms of the pace, the build up, the farming on the map. Artesia has a decent chance to just run away with this game right now.
I also think Crimson Guard doesn't look too shabby against Lifestealer Wind Ranger.
No. Could be pretty good later on, maybe third or fourth item.
Yeah, after Eternal Shroud and such. Maybe Eternal Shroud, Blink Dagger, and maybe back to that. But if you were going to do that, you probably would get the Vanguard early. So, Yopaj.
Nouns.
Finds Lelis. Lelis instantly with the Dispel from Pierce the Veil to get rid of the chains. and will protect himself a bit more with the silence. I mean, he's not going to die into this slide. Yopaj is just kind of being a dick. He's not getting a kill out of it. He's just getting you as low as possible, so you're not able to do a whole lot. Probably have to go back to the fountain. And he does the same here to copy.
He's just doing whatever he wants right now. There's no threat on this man. I don't really know what your threat is even supposed to be. Like, is it just shackle at some point? You need way more levels on this Wind Ranger for that. You could hook cog him into a calling, but you can also just hit the cog twice and walk out of it. Well, let's go in for the Wisdom Rune steal here. This is a nice little play. I mean, if you can't do anything on the map, may as well get something out of it. It's a big extra level for him.
I mean, if you were further ahead as far as the lockdown, it would be Gleipnir, right? You could go Gleipnir on Wind Ranger in the mid matchup against Ember Spirit, which gives you a lot more control against that hero. But he's so far behind, he's just having to go first item BKB.
Does look like Nouns have read this move is coming into the Lifestealer down here. They are set up to turn this.
Hook land. Oh, he gets off the rage before the spear. They tried to do a cute little combo, and it doesn't work out. Now with the wall out, are they going to be able to win this fight? Oh, it's not looking good inside of these cogs. That was so much damage. Yopaj just came in. The combination of the slight plus the rot, it was just too much damage in such a small little area. They are going to wipe Nouns. Leyless is going to limp on for a couple of seconds here, but he will die.
Didn't even need the Supernova. Skem just TP'd mid to clean up the wave, make that even more efficient. Man, that rot on all of them was just disgusting. I mean, it was a battle of, like, who's trying to clump who here.
Yeah.
To get them locked in the silence and deal the damage, but Shopify Rebellion's team fight right now is way superior. Like, you have a mech on Darkseer, but that's it. I don't even think Yuma minds getting hooked here because they have the counterplay. Yep. Hook shot missing is also unfortunate because Kitrak then gets all his spells off. And I mean, that fight's just over at that point.
And Yuma back-to-back deaths, potentially. Ooh, couldn't snag him with the hook. He had no infest.
Get out the way, Skem. God damn.
I mean, something to know, the clump on clump action, Nouns really gotta, they cannot fixate on the let's clump them up with vacuum, because what does that even do in this situation? They don't really have much to combo with it, right? They have the calling, they have maybe some ion shell damage. That's kind of it. The wall doesn't do anything, right? Because it's a bunch of strength heroes, so the wall illusions do nothing.
Track just surging after the gunner, making his life annoying as hell. We'll get him in the end.
Ember Spirit illusion gets Flame Guard?
It gets the passive Flame Guard.
Oh, right. Okay, I was very confused. I was like, why the hell does it have Flame Guard? That's weird.
Yeah, but it doesn't work, I think. It just
yeah, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it just looks like it does because he has that now.
Yeah, it's an innate. I gotcha. Weird.
Man, it feels like Nouns need a break in this game, but they're not getting it.
No. And Leyless is certainly not getting that blank.
Okay.
One shot.
They just lost the whole map.
Yeah.
It's like gone. Not enough small threat to push these heroes back. They're just waiting for this Lifestealer Radiance. I mean, you're going to have to take some crazy fight with it. Skem has just murdered their vision on this map. Dewarding obs, aggressive obs of their own. There's not a single Radiant ward up right now. 3 good Dire wards.
I think what's kind of interesting is that they haven't really taken the time to hit towers too much from Shopify either. That safe lane tower is still up from Nouns. He's just been running at you, bypassing the towers like Yopaj is doing here, sitting between the tier 3 and tier 2, trying to root out Leyless in the back lines. He hops over and will run into Fly while MC catches Gunner. So they're going to get kills on multiple occasions here unless Gunner can somehow find a way out, but a telekinesis is going to stall up the surge, so he has to use wall again. Stolen wall, that's not good. All right, spear doesn't land.
Like
he doesn't have TP though for a while, so he's gonna have to just chill out and farm deep in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the Pudge claiming more stacks here. Claiming another tower.
It's already got a bonus 16 strength.
I mean, this man is cooking right now. Nouns do not like this. Courier's just sitting here. What was that?
Oh no, Avery's pet peeve. Players not controlling their
What the hell
couriers.
was that doing? I mean, you're already losing this game. There's no need to be giving up extra free gold to the team.
Or TZ trying to kill the creeps first. He was hoping the rot would kill all the creeps and then he could get the hook out there. Missed it out, but you know, no biggie. Plenty more fish in the sea. They'll hook out.
A really gem by Skem. They just want to end this game.
I mean, is there a chance that anybody dies? I don't think so.
I don't know. That was the downside of his lifestealer pick. Like, you just gave this Ember such a free game. There's no mid hero to contest him or lock him down, and this hero just runs rampant, man. He really shuts down your map so fast. Doesn't matter if his scale maybe isn't as good anymore. Ends it. What the hell is that interaction? Okay. I mean, Nouns got to find something here in the next few minutes. They do have the BKB on the Wind Ranger and the Radiance on the Lifestealer, so
Oh, I found a
you
Pudge.
cannot just keep farming. Gotta group up and make some play.
Who are you gonna focus fire during this BKB? It's not Pudge. It's not Mars. It's probably not Ember.
I mean, you're
Phoenix
taking the
can
Pudge
just
or
egg.
Ember.
So
Yeah, you have to just kill Pudge or Ember. You have to all in them. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you don't have much other options in this game. 5-man smoke down mid.
it's up to Fly and Leeless then to hit some crazy good hook shot cogs and keep the culling where they're stuck in the cogs and they just keep on getting silenced over and over again. He's got to do that to Ember Spirit. And then on top of that, Wind Ranger needs to be there and be able to commit for the kill during that period of time, because otherwise you could have some sort of arena save or something. Bad. At least Yuma's gotten to the enemy side of the map and can peacefully farm away some creeps.
Yeah, I mean, he is catching up.
Gunner's not living the peaceful life, though.
I feel like we've seen this before.
Yeah, a bit of deja vu for the fourth time in a row.
Okay, they're going on the Pudge. Can they bring the Beast down?
It's not looking good right now. Maybe Copy with his BKB can all in commit. The hook goes out, grabbing Skem. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe trying to save Skem. Save me. Skem supernova them for me. Infest trying to keep Copy alive right now. He still have that supernova to be used, and they're going to wait for the arena. Now they pop it. Copy stuck inside that arena. Fortunately, Yuma still had a bit of time there with Rage going on. They're going to chase after the Clockwork as well. Nice two-man chains there from Yopaj, but he quickly jumps out. Didn't have much HP to work with, so cannot commit for the kill.
I mean, it is something for Nouns here. They get the Pudge. This is the biggest target on the map. Do you get some ults out of Shopify as well? I wonder if you can do anything with this window. No supernova, no arena.
What's funny about this is now the illusion rune helps disguise the real Ember Spirit, since they both have Flame Guard.
And you're really obsessed with this Flame Guard thing, huh?
I mean, it's a new thing. It's only because it's an 8. What else you want to talk about? Right now, it's Shopify Rebellion. There's curb stomping Nouns over and over again. Just saying, why won't you die?
I wouldn't say it's curb stomping. I mean, that sounds a little rougher than I think the situation is. Game can definitely come back in this game. You know, I feel like anytime you're playing against Pudge carry, you have a chance to win.
That is true.
Like, this hero does not close out games sometimes. He can really struggle even though he's ahead. So Shopify's position right now is quite good, but they do need to think about not throwing this game away. They will get 5 bounty runes off the Ember?
Because they haven't been on their side of the map for so long.
Yeah,
the
that'll
bounty
do it.
runes have been racking up for the last 15 minutes. Shiva's complete for our TZ. And you're getting close to a point where Shopify Rebellion do need to start. I mean, the thing is, you can never go back and do Roshan. It just gives too much space. You just got to keep killing them. They are in kind of a conundrum that they they just have to keep beating Nouns down until they finally get enough kills they can go high ground. Because just time. That's all Nouns need. They just need time. As long as the game is still going on, their win chance probably starts going up at some point. As they do have a lifestealer versus a Pudge carry. It is a 1-to-1, just straight on lifestealer favored matchup as the game goes later.
You're just bleeding so much. You're bleeding Wisdom Rune advantage, lane net worth advantage, kills over the map. You still don't have good vision to really play around. I don't know. This just felt like a very defensive, kind of lackluster game from Nouns. Right? And we've seen it before. Shopify can just gain an advantage in the early game, beat you in that laning phase so hard, it feels like you just can't come back. This game might end up falling into that category. Do have some auras on the Darkseer. Grease would be big if Gunnar can finish it here. Get a Dispel for himself. Is a very nice item versus the Ember. But that's a Gleipnir done for Yopaj. That is terrifying. Do not have a lot to deal with that, especially the second one later in a fight.
When would you say Shopify's lineup like kind of hits its strongest peak? Comparative.
Probably next side of items on these cores, honestly. Like, one more item on our TZ, the next item on MC, which he's just going Deso for more damage. Gonna help the Ember as well. This Gleipnir, like, if Yopaj gets BKB, I feel like the game just ends, right? That third item on all these cores is just so much damage and so much tank overall. I don't feel like your second set here on Nouns cuts through it. So you combine that, you get an Aegis, you go high ground, like that's a decent chance to just get a lane, 2 lanes, maybe you just end the game. You're getting a lot of farm on these supports as well. Skem has just been cleaning through the jungle on this Phoenix with the Dying Light. He's running around with Gem, not scared of anything, so he's just killing your vision, killing camps, getting that extra farm, almost as farmed as your Wind Ranger. One offensive items in the Orchid as well, might just catch the Lifestealer off guard or Darkseer if he doesn't have that Dispel. And he's caught sight of some heroes playing in the jungle, looking for the rats here. Shopify bring everybody.
All right, MC, you're gonna have to blink. Oh no, they go for the blink telekinesis. Kitrak doesn't quite catch him in time, though. It was a close one.
A lot of time and teleports for that move. That was costly. Fly's gonna look for this wisdom room. Maybe hang around here for another minute. Do some ancient farming. I mean, Nouns are not doing a bad job ratting, I guess.
The clockwork ancient farming. My favorite technique.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, what else is he doing in this game?
Bad. He needs 2 battery assaults to do it. That means it takes over 20 seconds for him to kill 1 camp.
Yeah, but it's honestly not that inefficient on the map because he's not going to take camps away from the team.
Sure. Positioning wise, where he's at, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, he will not be able to take that Wisdom Rune. Yopaj is going to run into Gunnar here. Hello? Got him on the Gleipnir. Follow-up telekinesis, so the Surge is going to wear out. Gives a stolen Surge over to Yopaj. Unfortunately, Kitrak did not end up on that high ground like he wanted him to. Had a Force Staff to be able to get down, so it is just a pick off on a Darkseer. Shopify continued this pace, trying to catch him inside the arena, but no. Copy gets out with a Force Staff and does not have to use his BKB. Can spend more time cutting creep waves And maybe picking off couriers. 'Cause that's going to be the Deso that's going to fly right over him. Oh, he's not going to see it.
Would have been a big snipe. But instead, that Deso is going to be a nightmare in the fight. You get hit by this rebuke and then you get slighted. I mean, you're probably just done, honestly. These heroes do not have the armor at
Sniping
all.
that Deso would have slowed down this Roshan by quite a bit, which is, I feel like, one of the best times for Nouns to get some recovery farm here, because it is not a fast Roche taking procedure for Shopify Rebellion.
The scary thing, though, is that it is one they can just go higher, which usually doesn't happen with this first Roche, but I feel like their position is so damn solid. Like, why not just force the high ground with your double BKB, take the aggressive fight with Arena Supernova? It's hard to imagine it going that wrong, but I guess high ground's high ground. I just don't think Nouns have the damage right now. I just don't have anything on this Wind Ranger, man. Like, you have BKB, Force Staff, Enchanted Quiver. It's like, that's it. I just don't see it winning you the fight.
It's, in which case it comes down to how well can you cut creep waves, and Yuma is not in a position to cut the top creep wave right now. But Shopify Rebellion is also not in a position to push. They move their 4-man across the map, taking very little time to group up and take objectives. They did it for Roshan, but pretty much every other play in this game has been 2 or 3-man kill squads around the map. Towers get taken more through attrition of creep waves in a single hero than anything else.
They don't have to group too much. They're not afraid of anything. And they'd rather just get the kills with this lineup. I get a little chip damage on this tier 3, and Arteezy says, I want to go high ground, boys. Back me up here. They got a Pudge Illusion. That's a big one. Gives them the Shiva's Aura and Cloak of Flames.
Look at Yopaj, man. All right, guys, I'm going to go dive past the tier 3. And tier 3 is going to be there for a while, despite the death. So, God, imagine if MC did not go a physical damage build. They would have
building damage is X.
Literally 0 building damage. Buildings
slow.
would survive for all eternity.
But it does feel inevitable. You have to take the fight if you want to defend your axe here.
Yeah, Yuma is trying to get to BKB. He doesn't have it yet, so looks like they may just give up. Give up the lane. Force staff off the Gleipnir. They're afraid of the hook.
Chipping him. Yeah, they really want this Lifestealer BKB. Would be huge. I'll give up a lane to try and secure it here. Not even taking the fight. Really just want their BKBs close to the one on the Darkseer as well. But nobody really
snipe
to
that
cut the
courier.
next mid. I mean, you have to take this fight. Nice Force Staff dodging, at least.
All right, Yuma's going to start it off. Force Staff does not get RTZ to the other side of the cliff, but it doesn't necessarily matter. He does have an Aegis. Another wall vacuumed. Get an RTZ illusion. Doesn't do much for you.
Well, another engagement that Nouns do not take. They will continue to wait for their moment in this game. Finish this Darkseer BKB if they can. Needs around 300 gold. Don't know if Yopaj is going to give him the time. Aegis out in a minute as well. They're going to smoke and take the flanking. Okay, so they're committing to the fight.
Thought the rage off before the Orchid. Vacuum back in. Yuma getting some good damage in. It is just going to be the Aegis, though. Now a hook shot immediately followed after Yopaj. They don't want to chase too far out here. Coffee got in there with his BKB. Didn't get much. And the hook snagged him back in with the arena on top of that one. Beautiful stuff from RTZ. And Yuma is having a hard time doing enough damage to threaten anybody here as the Dismember. That's going to waste out most of his BKB here. He still has a Rage, though. Comes back into it with the Rage. Infest on Gunner to try and surge away. Backing back into all this silence. He's going to pop out of the Infest. Gunner is dead, but maybe they can get a kill off this one. No, the Spear. It's going to save MC's life. They give him the heal required, and Orchid again placed out from Scam. Vacuum stolen and used to get Yuma off of these heroes. A Fear Shot lands onto the Rubik, but Shopify Rebellion covering himself nicely and get the kill out of Yuma with a combination of abilities that Nouns just cannot keep up with at this point in time. Another hook is coming up. It set it up with the chains. Get out of the way, Yopaj. All right, doesn't want to let RTZ get more flesh heap stacks. Shame.
Says you've had enough. You feasted enough this game. Buybacks coming out for Nouns, but it's just feeling like it's not enough in the tank, man. Like, this Lifestealer is a force in the fight, but it's very slow. There's a decent amount of regen on Shopify side, and ultimately, it's just a battle of the mids here. This Ember is decimating these team fights. This Wind Ranger tries to commit to kill Kitrak and can't. Committed Focus Fire BKB on the Rubik, doesn't even kill him. That's just the fight over at that point. Hook lands, and these hooks are so reliable because of all the chain setup. Team fights are just too easy for Shopify right now.
They really are. Easiest fights they've ever had in their lives. And the pickoffs, they could just keep on attempting nonstop. Just keep hitting them with the Gleipnirs and the Searing Chains. Control these heroes. Maybe you hit a hook off of it, maybe you don't. Maybe they have to use a BKB. If so, great. That's a resource down.
You got Satanic on this Mars right now.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Try to get it.
Oh,
that was a cute move. Threw a ward up there to hit him with a vacuum telekinesis to pull him off of the cliff area. Didn't immediately result in a kill, but they do manage to get a lot of heroes inside the arena for now. Skem holding on to his Supernova, does not try and use it off of that. Holds onto it a little bit longer. They got the Darks here, though. Yuma's now going to pop his BKB and now goes to Supernova. So Yuma, he has to back off a little bit, but they're just going to keep on chasing away from the Supernova. Shopify Rebellion don't give a damn. They just do not think that anybody Nouns has the damage to threaten them, and they would be right. This Focus Fire is tickling them. Yuma cannot stay up in the fight long enough to keep going. Eventually, the Rage and the BKB and the Infest go on cooldown. And Shopify Rebellion just have enough HP to push through. And all the missed skill shots in the world don't really matter when you are just straight up fatter than the enemy.
That is 100% true here. I mean, they can hook themselves all day. It's not going to make a difference. There's just no contesting the CHP at this point. Land all the shackles you want, but if you can't engage, it doesn't matter. And I mean, this game, it really just came down to this Ember pick and what the response was. Yopaj had a free game when I felt like minute 5 or 6 onwards, they ganked for him. RTZ came mid multiple times. Yeah, maybe his hook accuracy isn't that high, but his play accuracy was high this game. Like, those moves worked.
He hit a couple of sick ones. Who cares if he misses 10 hooks if you hit one sick one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a mess of spells that do not do damage to Shopify Rebellion, though this one might. Fly tried to go for the kill on Kitrak. He's not going to find it. Tries to jetpack his way out of the fight to a different server. He's not going to find that escape, though. Be hunted down in the back lines. Shopify Rebellion make the front lines quickly fall apart here. Rita goes out, trying to protect the Pudge from that Focus Fire. Is doing a very good job. He's actually healing as he gets off the Dismember, as the Focus Fire is shrugged off. Yuma starts trying to go to work somewhere around here, focus on the Phoenix. He's just not doing enough. He just cannot do enough. A Rage is coming up in a second here. Kitrak chasing after him, hits him with the Yules. Has to use the Rage on the way back down to make sure MC doesn't hit him with a spear. MC standing in front of the fountain, ready to go because he still has BKB Satanic, and Nouns see this. And it's just an overwhelmingly strong lineup. Cannot put a dent in that armor. They got 6 kills in total for Nouns.
Yeah, there's just nothing going on in that game for them. I mean, that's a game you write off and go. I feel like Shopify is pretty comfortable here. I think they're feeling good about this one.
We'll see if that continues once we get into the laning phase. Smoke out from Shopify Rebellion, trying to get some wards down. Looks like Nouns, who did not smoke out. I assume any team who doesn't smoke out at the start is going to do a late smoke and attempt to get a first blood somewhere out there. So we'll see if they do that.
Yopaj faking the ward.
Yeah, they've got a ward that sees the dropped ward right now. So they ain't faking nothing. They ain't faking nothing. They're gonna go for the smoke, but they're splitting up, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, what does this achieve?
I don't know. Maybe they get 2 runes top, and then this duo of Lelis and Gunners wrap all the way around and take the high ground bounty rune.
I mean, that's like omega risky. Because basically, if Shopify smoke on you, which you don't know if they are and aren't, and they find you anywhere, it's just guaranteed first blood. I really dislike these like splitting plays on the map because I think they're just super high risk for minimal return, even if they work. Like if it works here, you get 3 runes. If it doesn't work, you go even runes and give up first blood plus maybe something else. I don't know. It just doesn't ever seem worth it to me. Maybe they have a very good read of what's happening right now, but even then, just a kind of a gamble here from Nouns. They actually commit to that. Maybe they're just smoking so they don't get jumped, but it does look like they're going to commit to this 3rd rune bottom. Just get a ward out.
Smoke breaks. Gunner chooses not to go for that bounty rune. So they're just going to get a 2-2 split.
All right. So they didn't risk too much there. They just basically delayed smoke for the obs and saw what happened on the runes. It'll be Shopify lingering with 3 heroes bottom. Nope. He's going to instant TP top. All right, so normal lanes, nobody feeds. Just gonna play him straight up. See who comes out better here. See what this Arteezy Marcy can do.
They've got a nice double jump to start things off. Gunner able to play Pango once again, just this time in the off lane. I'm kind of expecting Nouns to maybe win both their side lanes. Double jump shield crash is like pretty good lane winnings ability at this point. And then you've got a Phoenix Tiny, which I think is kind of hard to shut down.
I feel like their lanes are way more better set up this game than last one. Their cores should mostly farm, even if maybe they give up a kill here or there. Yeah, I think they're going to do fine on both side lanes here. I don't think this Marcy really challenges Pango with the extra shield crash HP. You have Fade Bolt going through, reducing damage some more. I don't see Copy getting punished mid by this Ember Spirit. I think his strength gain is just too high.
Yeah, Copy may not be getting the best last hits, but he'll catch up there. But he's getting a lot of denies. He's denied a lot of experience from Yopaj already. Good start there. Does mean his bottle's a little bit more delayed than I guess they'll be able to buy it about the same time here.
I feel like similar situation top. Like you have this Tiny who's just going to farm, and yeah, you have some early spell damage, but you're not going to stop him getting the CS with the tree. So again, the CS for these Nouns cores should be solid here in this laning phase. They can play it well. Guarantee split a lot of these runes. I think a lot of it's going to come down to these 6-8 minute power runes and maybe support rotations. Like, does Shopify try and break up this 2-on-2 side lane action like they did last time? is it going to be as easy for them if these lanes aren't going as well? I think you can leave MC alone a bit. I don't think you can leave Arteezy alone. So if anything, that rotation goes to bottom off of the Snapfire, and you try and get, I guess, some cheeky blood grenade rundown kill.
Yeah.
But again, the lane pressure is a lot higher.
You got to leave the Mars alone so he can take advantage of his Dauntless.
It's true.
Extra 30% HP regen if he's outnumbered.
I mean, this is not insignificant when you got this double bracer build.
Big damage. Can he finish him off? He does. Copy gets the first blood over Yopash's Ursa Spirit. The matchup going very well for him. When the Ursa Spirit just doesn't have too many options. Your best option is kicking away the Primal Beast, which still moves him, and as a result, does some damage to you.
That's a big kill, because he was prioritizing the regen trades over the CS a little bit.
Yep.
Gets the reward, and first blood on top of it is super juicy. Exactly what Nouns want in this game, too. Like, they put this Primal mid for that reason. Get this good matchup, have him snowball more than the Ursa Spirit, and just dictate the pace. That is a very good start for Copy here, and could mean some stronger early rotations into these side lanes. Marcy's pretty susceptible to getting charged down if it comes to it.
It also means faster level 6 for just the one-on-one matchup. That one death may lead to a second death. Arteezy hopping out. Punching Lelis a couple times. But ultimately, pretty even trade there. The shield crash hitting onto.
So this is
top 3 CS looking very good for Nouns so far. Nice spear, though. Top lane. Fly has to dive away.
I mean, this is the point where you could rotate with the Primal. Like, you drag the wave out of mid, kill a neutral camp. He's going to be level 6 here, I think. Already. Could just make this quick move top. With the 6, kill this Mars. I think it sounds pretty good to me. Ursa Spirit's not going to be able to make nearly the same level of move, but he doesn't opt for it, and
he does try for it. Lelis, he's going to be the one to likely die as Arteezy hops forward. It's the kick boulder that will shut him down. Copy did decide to go back to mid, just push the wave into the tower instead of trying to gank top.
Finishes
now
his
has phase boots, so yeah, he hits a bigger timing.
And he is going to go bottom here. This is interesting. This is where their vision is, but that ward just got placed.
Right as the ward gets placed down, that is bad timing for Copy. He is going to see Skem, of course. He'll run him down, get a grab on him, and he can trample him once the leap goes off. Okay, doesn't even need to try an onslaught. Easily just runs him down. And this is a siege wagon timing as well. So this is really good. Because I don't think Shopify Rebellion can really TP heroes to stop this Primal Beast, frankly. They're getting kills on the other side of the map. They're killing Fly, but a much bigger hero. And the carry for Shopify Rebellion, he'll die. And Siege Wagon does die, so at least it doesn't take too much tower damage. But obviously some hefty hits here from the Primal Beast. He comes back into lane. Misses out on the 6-minute power rune, though. Unlucky. That's on top haste rune, which he obviously would have loved to have. But he'll get a refill thanks to Fly.
That's a big loss there for that haste rune. Would have loved that on this Primal. Starting to gain some momentum in this game. Really making those rotations work. Not much Shopify can do about them either. Like, even if you bring the numbers, Primal's way too strong this early in the game. And now he's going to make that move top.
Nice read by Yuma. They know they were going to rotate top because the Primal Beast used his TP to get back to mid, so they tried to take advantage of that. If Primal Beast can't be in a side lane, it's a good time for Ursa Spirit, but Yuma hit away in the trees, didn't get spotted, and that just enough time for the Primal Beast to clear out that mid lane, make the rotation to top. Now he's here for the kill on MC. MC hits the spear. You can't necessarily TP out guaranteed, because Yuma might get there with the avalanche. He needs to lose them. Copy somehow doesn't see him there. Back out. Wisdom runes are going to get split. Nothing major there. Fly tried to steal one, but will lose his life for that.
So this gank from the Primal does not connect. They get their own Wisdom Rune. And then Yopaj finds Gunner bottom. Pretty nice sequence for Shopify across the map as Yopaj making a comeback in this early game. And the Primal missing out on some increased momentum here. He's going to trample him up a bit, but he's getting tanky. I mean, Nouns just have to keep playing through the Primal. There isn't really anything else to do with this lineup. Shopify kind of know it, so if they can try and dodge his ganks, get vision out, it would help. Some of their wards did get dewarded here. They're missing a little bit of the information on where copy's going, but you can just read it. You can also just keep TPs up on the Ursa Spirit and the Mars and just counter gank. That is another option for sure. Could be pretty strong in this
wrong
game.
Again. Lelis is sitting on Arcane Rune and spots Yopaj rolling in, so he has to take it. But with the telekinesis, they have a good chance. Rolling Boulder up in a second. He'll be able to get away. Yopaj is ultimately going to be fine. But unfortunate for Copy that he still cannot get a power rune.
That's really hurting his game here. I mean, these runes are super important on the Primal. Just for the regen and the extra kill factor.
Yopaj puts a stop to that roll, and Arteezy actually with his ultimate is going to go for the punish. They killed the Primal Beast. Now they're going to look for more. Nice arrow. Scam hits it with no setup. Very good to get the +1 as Yopaj rolls in for the kill. Arteezy with his ultimate puts damage on the tower, kind of like similar to a Dragonite. That is one thing. Marcy is actually pretty good at taking towers if you get the freedom to just use the unleash on it.
That was such a nice sequence from them. Like, Nouns were not ready for that at all. Arteezy blocking the onslaught. Get the arrow land, no setup, and then you get the last hit on the tower to MC. Though I do question, would Mind Control have taken that tower last hit away from Miracle? I'm not sure. I'm just asking the question.
Stuck in a corner. They're on the wrong side of the cliff area. Do not let Arteezy get away with this. He almost gets to the safety of Kitrak to be able to rebound away, but ultimately does get corralled after a little bit of shenanigans.
MC ends up having a really good laning phase here. Outdoing most of the heroes in this game. Gonna give him a really strong teamfight presence. I mean, it's gonna be another game where like you're gonna have to cut through these tanky boys. The Ursa Spirit, the Mars on the front line. They're gonna be beefy. At least you're the ones with the Phoenix this time. So you have the Sunray, you have the Supernova to kind of go in, create the AoE control, try and burn them down. The stacks are being created here, and these heroes are going to be quite farmed and quite large. And Fly is just behind.
Shopify Rebellion brought 4 heroes to secure the 10-minute power rune, and they also smoke up immediately afterwards.
Just not giving anything to Copy here. And Yuma will dodge this. Makes the right read.
Yeah, good call.
No, they can go deeper here. Do they have any wards on them? No. And they get scanned out. Yeah, this is just not going to land. They'll get the tower off
super
this.
deep for a hero that has 2,000 HP.
Yeah, it's tough.
And doesn't sound great.
That'll be the blade mail finished for the Primal Beast here. Big item. Reflects some of that damage onto the Ursa Spirit, who's racing towards his own blade mail, but is about 1,000 behind. This is definitely a tower you want to defend if you're Nouns. Get this item onto the Primal. Take that fight with all of your ults up. You're pretty happy about it.
Oh, the arena blocked him out just in time. Now, Rolling Thunder can catch up, go through the arena, and chain stun up MC. They actually stole arena. That's an interesting pickup for Lelis. Did not get anybody inside of that stolen arena, and Yopaj rolled into it, actually. So they've got him controlled up for a little while. Unleashed, used to be able to kill the Rubik. But it looks like Arteezy may have to give up on this fight. They're getting some decent damage from the Ursa Spirit, but these tanky heroes are shrugging it off pretty easily. They'll run down Kitrak at the back lines. 2 supports for 1 support.
A successful fight for them in the end. Nice arena steal. Kind of made that fight awkward for MC to try and re-engage. And they got the needed XP on this Phoenix, man. Fly really needed some kills out of that fight. Stays alive for it. Almost level 6 now. And you're looking for Arteezy.
Arteezy, who TP down here, missed Swashbuckle, lands the shield crash, gets a rebound away. Should be good.
They get a D-ward for their trouble. Too bad. Copy in danger, or is Yopaj in danger?
Blade Mill's gonna run out.
right into the tiny.
Yuma's here. Nice positioning from Yuma. I'm not sure exactly what he was doing in this area, but cool. It works.
I think Yopaj asked the same question. What the hell is this guy doing here? He's killing your ass. That's what he's doing. Nice little return, and suddenly this Tiny and Primal are in a very solid position in this game. Now they're going to be the problem for Shopify to try and bring down. Both teams got some tanky boys.
The beefy boys. I feel like Nouns have the beefier boys, and they have the percentage-based damage of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now, Marcy does do some crazy Marcy things where she can output enough damage to kill kind of any hero once she kind of gets up to that point of like level 3 Unleash, but it'll be a while before you get there.
And Arteezy's farm pace is just going to be mega slow here. Like, he has to work towards Battle Fury, but this hero jungle's really slow off the laning phase, and since he's been kicked off the lane so early, the Primal just ganking him, it's not where this hero wants to be.
No, not at all.
And now it's in control of this game right now. If they can continue finding the fights with the Primal and the Tiny, they're going to probably win those and keep getting aggressive. It'll be Shopify cleaning up some ancient stacks, trying to get MC to his blink, and then maybe making a smoke play of their own. Blade Mail finished for the Ursa Spirit a lot later than the Primal, but that's life. Can't have everything here. So they'll get their initiation items. Wisdom runes come out, fly. Again, getting some much needed XP there. Nouns are cruising in this game too, finding some momentum after a rough game 1. Really making sure that laning phase did not go the same way. However, amp damage rune for Yopaj, that's a scary one, especially with Blade Mail and Blink just coming out here. This is going to be a strong smoke move. More Kiss is going to back up these initiators as well.
Where are they going to smoke to? See a Phoenix mid. Is that really what you want out of this?
Yeah, I don't think that's good enough. I take it, but
MC is gonna take it.
This doesn't feel great though for that power level of a move. It's not what you were really looking for. I don't think Nouns mind too much.
Yuma TP'd up top, and with that mid lane collapsing, he knows the rotation is likely to come through, and a high ground ward spots it, so he jumps to the other side of the gate.
Still some decent vision for Nouns around this mid area, so they're seeing Shopify rotate through. Maybe just set up and turn a gank on this Ursa Spirit if Yopaj commits. Trying to bait it out a little. They're gonna bite the bait. They do bite the bait. Stolen arrow.
See if he can
Pulverized
use it
arrow
with
here.
Yeah. Okay, they back off of the kisses, but they have the Rolling Thunder and the Phoenix Sun put to work. A hop over, and Gunner will connect to get a second kill as well. Nice bait by Nouns.
All set up by that vision. Just reading where the Ursa Spirit's going, setting up the counter game for him. That's easy collection right there. And found MC a little, gonna kick him out of this area. Shopify also have some deep vision up here, but again, Lullis with the D-Ward, man. On point today. Decent lead, 5K. Got that tier 1 mid off the Tiny as well, so now it's cruising into this mid game. They're going to have some fast second items here in terms of BKB on the Primal and Sanjin Yasha for the Tiny. And at that point, I think you're kind of tanky enough to just force anything you want. So Shopify, under some pressure to get something done, are going to smoke again with this Mind Control Blink Dagger.
Is
they
he
really want a core kill
enough to dodge this gank? And he survived 4 heroes going on him. Unfortunately, he has used the onslaught to go in onto Kittrek, and that kind of leaves him with no way out here. Shopify Rebellion, 4 versus 1, will get the pick off.
Decent damage out of the Blade Mail, but not a fair fight. still got to buy time for Marcy to finish up the Battle Fury here, so Arteezy going to start to accelerate a bit more. Keep pace with that Tiny. Nouns just farming everything. Another 4-man move that it gets you that kill, gets you that experience, maybe feels good, but you're not shutting down the map right now. That's the scary part. Does this Marcy outscale Nouns lineup here? That's a big question too. I feel like at a certain point it does. I just don't know exactly what the point that is, or how close he can be from a behind position. Like, if the Marcy's one item behind the Tiny, can he beat him in a man fight? There's a decent chance he can if it's, you know, third to fourth item, fourth to fifth item, but definitely need BKB here. He's thinking about Ags. I don't know if I like the Ags, but to each their own. Ooh, big shield rune for copy here. That is a nice one.
That's going to make him untouchable until he has BKB, which he is rapidly closing in on.
Yeah, I mean, Nouns would love to be getting some fights going right now. They are quite strong, especially with this stolen arrow. Time's out, however. It's a really nice spell to have with this Primal Beast. Maybe you can always just steal it again, though.
Blink daggers up for Gunner. They're pretty much getting all their second items like you were talking about at this timing. We'll see what they do with it. Game is kind of stalled out a little bit. 5,000 net worth lead now, still holding on to, but hasn't grown it.
Can't really force Roche with this lineup.
No.
So you do have to kind of just smoke and take the fight unless you're content just continuing to farm. Just stack jungle, farm out this Tiny. Keep scaling. Is a route you can go. Damn, would you like to find some fights before you get the BKBs out on Shopify? Because if you get the BKB here on the Mars and the Marcy and Eternal Shroud on that Earth Spirit, then all of a sudden that net worth differential just isn't worth as much. They can commit in and kill the egg with the BKBs. They can just all in the Primal or the Tiny if they chain land some stuns with an arrow. There's not much counterplay to that outside of this Pulverize, so I agree with this smoke timing. You really want to get something going here before you just let the BKBs be completed. If they find Yopaj, that's a huge pick off.
Combination of stuns. And
no way.
No. Oh, God. That was an awkward. I mean, it's hard to get the chain stun of Rolling Thunder, but didn't use the Pulverize there at all.
Yeah, trying to hold the Pulverize, but a big misplay and a big loss for Nouns off that smoke play. It's going to buy so much time here for Shopify. Not going to lose vision, not going to get deep rewards out, not going to be able to snowball off it.
I feel like that's the situation where you just give up on the Rolling Thunder after like the initial 2 hits.
Yeah, you just Pulverize
him. Just Pulverize him. Let the
100%.
Pango hit him. Smoke from Shopify. Yopaj, Kid Track, Scam. It's an Arcane Rune Primal Beast with BKB. Do not advise going on that big boy. They do see the smoke, though. Leeless and Fly came in from behind and smoked the Primal Beast after clearing the mid wave, so they know about this rotation up to top. Arteezy is going to back off of the Ancients that he was farming. They're going to give up this tier 1 tower. They know they are just not strong enough to contest Nouns when they hit that 5-man.
Both of these teams kind of know where these smokes are, but neither one wants to force the engage. Just be Yuma hitting top. Actually gets the glyph out. This is now a tower he can just commit to. And this is just not a target Shopify can go on. They do not have the damage for him. Free tier 2. His Tormentor's up as well. They want to try and steal it.
A little bit too split for that now.
I actually thought they were just going to take Shopify's Tormentor there. I think that would have been the natural sequence of plays. Maybe afraid of Shopify going to their Wisdom Rune, stealing their own. They were setting up for it, but They just have no business in fighting. They're just trying to get the BKBs right now. That is all Shopify Rebellion wants right now. Double BKB, Eternal Shroud, and then take that fight. And if nothing happens objective-wise on the map before then, they're going to be happy.
When you are this much stronger than the enemy, it is nice to take some objectives, and they are not great at doing Roche. They could force it, which is what they're going to do here. So they're going to force it. Their best ability is Lucky Shot. A little bit of minus armor.
Yeah, this doesn't feel amazing. Oh, I killed Kitrak off the Tormentor. RTZ sends his 5 into the Nether Realm. Says, sorry, brother. You were not strong enough.
Himself into the Nether Realm.
A pretty quiet game, considering this team's had a lot of opportunity to look for the fights. Roche gets scanned, but way too late here. I don't think they were contested anyway. So 2 lives on the Tiny. 3,500 HP closing in on BKB.
The beast comes. Run away. Everybody run. There is definitely a difference here. I feel like in game 1, game 2, Nouns, they take control of this game 2 early game. Doesn't feel like they are quite as active as Shopify was. Maybe some of that's just the difference in carries, right? You got a Pudge versus a Tiny. Yuma is more than content to just keep farming away, I'm sure.
It's definitely a difference in the draft. Not as fast a lineup, but I think Nouns do tend to play a bit more like conservative, methodical, even if they're ahead. The game pace seems to always be the same for them, you know, regardless of whether they're winning or losing. They're kind of just slowly looking for their next set of items, take a fight. Slowly look for the next set of items, take a fight. These in-between plays that can really speed up a game, I feel like isn't their strength. And they just don't force them. Content to play at their own time. Find a quick little pick off here. I mean, it does feel like they're going to be in a solid position. Like, I don't know if Arteezy is going to be able to just chunk through all of this HP.
Unfortunate for Nouns that they somehow ended up with the shard on the Primal Beast, since they already bought out 2 different shards, Gunner as well as Fly bought theirs out. So Fly's gonna get caught inside the arena. Heavy commitment there from Shopify Rebellion, making sure the Phoenix does die with no chance of a supernova to be pulled out.
Good little pick off. Didn't cost him too much. And this is the Aegis period for Nouns. Not really getting anything out of it other than just building a net worth lead, which isn't bad. Are finishing up the Ags on the Primal. I guess that's going to be a big item. Go in and break this Mars. Really overwhelm them with the damage. Trying to set up for him. This is a tanky boy.
Pinned back, arrow to land as well. Copy, no chance at a BKB. That is the downside. He was also thinking about an Eternal Shroud, right? And there is a very good chance that Shopify Rebellion will be able to initiate, stun you, and hit you with multiple disables to chain that stun. You may not have a chance to get off your BKB. Laylis trying to catch Arteezy here. Spots him for a second. If he could just get vision with the Sunray. Okay, they got the BKB out of him. That's what they were kind of looking for. Force him to use that and TP away.
Is Shopify getting some victories on the map, though? And again, during an Aegis period, they're not really favored in. Can't feel good about this. Your Nouns right now. Not getting the map control you want, bleeding away your net worth lead. If you're really confident in your tiny scale here, you might not mind, but it's still not super efficient map play. Especially when you have so many initiators. Feels like you could have gotten some like deeper lane ward or jungle wards out and really set up for this Marcy once or twice, or caught this Ursa Spirit on one of the side lanes.
Do you think this is Shopify Rebellion just doing a really good job of turtling and dodging fights, or do you think Nouns, as you said, that like they could have been doing this better with better placed wards or different movements.
No, I think Nouns could have gotten a lot more out of this. Like, I think Yuma's just played too safe. I think he's just taken farm on his side of the map, played for his own game. Like, this tier 2 bottom should have been dead, 2 minutes ago, right? And he could have just been hitting bottom tier 3, force some heroes back. All of a sudden, the map's way easier for his team to play. You can set up somewhere else, you get more information. This Tiny with Aegis just hasn't forced any reaction out of Shopify in this entire Aegis period. I think that's just a waste of huge potential here.
Gunner trying to get the chain stun on Skem. Fortunately, Skem was not quite close enough to that high ground wall that Gunner was bouncing off of. We'll be able to jump away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
MC gonna steal their Wisdom Rune too. And this has just not been a successful Aegis period for Nouns.
Middle tower is under attack.
They are still scaling. It's not as if they're losing their position in this game, but they could have been far ahead if they'd used this map well. Instead, they're just going to go into this next fight on fairly even terms, and without an Aegis, Shopify Rebellion making the move towards mid, looking for the back line. Would love to find the Phoenix first. They glimpse him.
They got the Phoenix inside the arena, but he got off the Supernova, but the Shredder shreds the egg. Whips it up nicely. Arteezy, who trying to get in there, still holding on to his BKB Unleash, is waiting out Nouns to use theirs. One BKB is used, throws out the rocks, tries to hit Skem, doesn't quite get it. Toss forward, though, on top of Skem. Copy has the onslaught to bring him down. 800 damage crit. That's just a Chrysalis. Next time, it'll be a Daedalus.
I spent a lot to kill that Phoenix and then just unable to take the extended fight here, especially into Shield Rune Primal Beast. Teams will exchange gems as well. Stolen Spear, that is not what you wanted to give away.
Oh, the second life though. Oh, grabbed midway through the BKB Unleash. Arteezy not happy with that one. Controlled up by Copy long enough that he cannot finish Yuma off. Not great. MC hit by another spear. Leyless with a fantastic steal there. Uses it to help win the fight for Nouns. Get that kill inside of the base like that. That's just a freebie to hit high ground. Continue to chunk away at this tier 3, both the Tiny and the Primal Beast. Don't forget about Primal Beast's innate ability, Colossal. Does 40% extra damage to these buildings. Another telekinesis chain into spear from Leyless. He's just showing off at this point in time, getting another pick off that will lead to Nouns feeling confident enough to go for a second lane of barracks. This could be a very fast game 2.
A lot of this just came down to the Primal Earth Spirit momentum. Really set Nouns up to win that fight, but of course some clutch spell casting here. A Stolen Spear is not what you wanted to give away. And despite Shopify finding Phoenix at the start of that, unable to take that extended fight, just feels like this Marcy can't do much. Like, it's hard to get in here and man fight the Tiny, and we saw it there. Tiny just vastly outfarms you in this period, so you're behind. You have to at some point kill him from a behind position. And if you don't have help to lock him down in the BKB or some sort of buff mechanism, which Arteezy doesn't have either, it's a tough man fight.
Yeah. No, if Arteezy just had another 2,000 gold, he probably would have been able to bring down the Tiny. Difference between having a Chrysalis and a Daedalus, but as you said, that's just part of the matchup, right? Is that you're just going to be behind the enemy carry net worth wise, and you're going to have to somehow contend with that. Next time you try and go for that kill, it's going to be Satanic on Yuma. So this guy's going to have 4,700 HP and potentially a second life if he just gets off Satanic and takes a swing or two, gets a crit.
The thing is, he has like this max Craggy as well, which is a rough spell for the Marcy to go into because she just guaranteed gives you like max stacks super fast. I just don't even know if this is a good Marcy matchup. Like, in theory, Marcy's good in these man fights versus almost anything, but this Tiny one seems tough because you're guaranteed to get out farmed. This Craggy hurts you a lot. It's a hero with a stun and toss, so you have to kind of BKB early when you go in. And then if you don't have capability to control the Tiny's BKB, he just sits there and wails on you back. And at some point he's just going to heal back up, right? There's going to be Sunray, there's going to be Satanic. You have to like really just crit him down, but I don't know. It doesn't look doable here for Artur, and if that doesn't happen, I don't think you're winning the fight. These two other cores are giving a lot of control, a lot of damage. You still have to find this backline if you can with the arena. Have to lock down this Phoenix and Rubik. Doing way too much work if they're just left alone.
Dire's top tower is under
Another Aegis for this Tiny. See if they use this one more aggressively than the last one.
I would assume so. It's probably just going to wait until he has Satanic, and then I imagine they will force another high ground. That'll give RTZ enough time. He gets his Daedalus. I don't even know what Yopaj could get. He's looking at S and Y. I don't think that'll change too much, frankly. MC he went the Deso build again, so AC would love to be his next item. But again, gonna be a while. He's gonna try and cut some creep waves.
It is being annoying here. Shopify doing a decent job finding the farm on the map. I do have the BKB on the Ember Spirit, so his teamfight presence is at least guaranteed a little bit more here. If you can get on the backline with MC, you find the Rubik Phoenix, take them out. That fight looks a lot more doable. That is a tall order here, though, because there's a lot of frontline capability for Nouns, and they should recognize this and just play ultra up in front, find Shopify on their terms, and not get jumped. So this smoke is gotta land for Shopify Rebellion here. They're gonna see the Primal. They'll take him. Get the chain
burst him
stun.
down. Oh yeah, they can. Oh man. Some shots come out from the Mortimer's Kisses, trying to find more heroes. Do they want the Tiny though? Is this the target you want to go for with the Rolling Thunder over the top? They both get off their BKB. No chain stun here, and quick on the retreat. Get the extra movement speed, some mind control. Artesia mind control covering each other. Now that the Rolling Thunder is down, Shopify Rebellion is free to farm the map again.
I mean, they got what they wanted. Slow the game down during this Aegis period. Get a big core pickoff. Only problem is the second that Unleash is gone, you have to disengage there. There's no way you're taking that man fight. So the fight has to be centered around the Marcy, getting in there during that ult duration, really making it work. Solar Flare, buffing him up even more. Shopify, they know other lineup functions. They are looking for these really specific entries to the fight. They're finding them for the most part. Again, an Aegis period for Nouns that just
Dire's
doesn't feel that dominating. It's like, what are you really getting out of it right now? Just feels slow. Like, easiest way to get value out of this Aegis is you just force buildings fast and you make Shopify react to you. And it doesn't even mean you have to commit for that push or fight, but then at least they're not farming the whole map.
Radiant's top tower is
So you're going to hit base here with 130 left on this Aegis. You're going to pop the
And
banner
Shopify
too.
looking to just force you back by hitting the bottom lane. Got through the tier 2. The banner makes things a lot more annoying for Shopify Rebellion in defending this. Can't actually kill the creep wave. But if they can stall Yuma enough with these various stuns, the glyph is going to be used. Gunner's going to back out. See if he can catch Shopify Rebellion in this split push. He's going to hit him. Oh no, he missed the blink dagger. Does not get the stun immediately. They're going to back off now. Are they going to try and go back in though? Once that Rolling Thunder is down, they lost a lane of barracks. They kind of need to get something more out of this situation. Popping the Unleash like that, as well as the Solar Flare, they get nothing.
I mean, maybe making the most of a bad situation, but not what Shopify wanted out of that exchange. Didn't force any real mistakes outside of the missed Rolling Thunder. And Yuma is just going back to work here. 45 seconds left. Now he's putting this Aegis to use.
They're going to try and kick him back, miss the arrow. Harpoon, grab, Yuma just chilling. One swing will finish off that range barracks. He's going to threaten the Megas. And Shopify Rebellion will have to respond here. They're just letting Yuma go to work with 25 seconds left on the Aegis. At this point, Shopify Rebellion have given in. You say they're going to play against Megas. They can't fight without Unleash. That's just a fact. There is no way they can do damage without that ability, so they don't even try.
That's the downside of Marcy. You are locked in with the necessity of her ult for better or worse here. By the time Arteezy finishes up this basher and his builds online, I mean, your base is gone. Just too slow. Got another stolen spear, by the way. I mean, this is just not something you can afford to give away, and not something you should be giving away. And Lelis is probably going to punish you with it here, as he has the blink dagger to use it.
Soon to be an Aghanim Scepter. On damn.
Yeah, these heroes are farmed. And now they're going to try and end this game. I don't think you need to wait for next Roshan here. You are Omega strong. On disc for fly, that's a nice pickup right there. Anything that removes this threat of finding the backline first, you're going to be super happy with, because it's just too many things for Shopify to do in these engagements. Oh, and yeah, that'll help do it too. Little amp damage rune on the highest base damage hero in the game. Okay.
Yeah, that's a tiny that's hitting for 1,000 damage. Without a crit.
Well, someone's about to die here. They just don't know it.
Somebody's gonna disappear. They're hitting him through the shield, and it doesn't look like it's doing a damn thing for him. Yopaj's got to be careful. No crits. No crits yet.
Ooh. This boy's hitting hard.
Just throw that tree at Skep. Just see what happens. Just come on. Just throw it at him. I just want to see it. Throw some rocks at him.
Really wore out the DD timer. Don't have a glyph though. Take the fight. Oh, he's just dead.
Pulverized. He cannot do anything. There is no interrupt on the side of Shopify Rebellion to stop a BKB pulverized. So the Marcy does nothing. That's the other problem with it, right? The Marcy versus the Tiny is one thing, but the Marcy is also incredibly reliant on BKB Unleash, and Primal Beast has an answer for that the entire game. There is going to be playing the Primal Beast here. So we'll see how he fares. Ursa versus Primal Beast. I can't imagine that's a great lane for you.
Yeah, but I think the Wyvern is a little weak on this lane, and the Willow's stronger. So I favor Primal Willow here a lot. I think if they play it well, they actually just straight up win this lane. I don't think Ursa Wyvern's contesting it. I think Ursa's level 1 and 2 is still just too weak. Versus heroes with actual spells that can put the damage into him, you gain a regen advantage, and then he's just on the back foot. So I favor Nouns on, like, I almost want to say 3 lanes here. I feel like they're pretty happy farming. And that's why I go with the question of where you're going to create pressure if you're Nouns. Is it some like dual roam action, combining this Wyvern Tusk to try and find some sort of roam potential, or a quick couple tri-lane kills on this Primal Beast, something like that? That could be pretty nice. But if that doesn't happen, then I think Nouns are pretty happy with the static lane setup. And they're going to do this weird split smoke action again.
Yeah, I wonder why they like this so much.
I don't know. It's interesting. Something different, something new. Might just not be what Shopify expect, and kind of guarantees your wards don't get killed either, because people check that early. They're not going to check it late. That part about it I like.
All right, well, let's see if Nouns do indeed win all 3 lanes. And what Yopaj is going to be able to do, because you talking about pressure. I mean, one thing is just playing through the Pangolier, who does have more power. When you hit your level 6, Rolling Thunder is just such an overwhelming ability. So maybe he rotates to the side lanes and is able to get something done in that regard.
I mean, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know if Pango rotates in this meta.
Well, he didn't rotate in the old one because you needed Diffusal Blade first, but now you're not as much of a carry Pango if he goes the Echo Saber build, so
I guess. I mean he can. feel like he needs the ult though in this game. I don't think that we're going to see as early rotations. I feel like they're just going to farm it up. And, like, I think if this ends up being a static laning phase, Nouns should be happy with it, unless they just get outplayed here. It really does come down to execution on these side lanes for both teams. Just winning the early waves, getting the good regen trades here, which supports get out ahead. We have seen Skem be pretty beastly on this Winter Wyvern as well. It's been a hero they picked a couple times here, and it has looked pretty strong for them. So when that Phoenix gets banned and you want some other team fight behind you with some heal for these big frontliners, I mean, Wyvern can fulfill that role just as well, or in a slightly different way.
I wonder how much he's going to be able to use Cold Embrace successfully, though, in this game. Just because there is such a mix of damage that may not feel like the physical immunity actually amounts to much.
That's true. It's still a decent amount of heal, though. Like, someone gets pulverized or overgrowth, they can't move, and you just embrace them. Still okay in the fight. Still annoying for the Morphling, but there is a decent amount of magic damage. I mean, Willow really does not care about this Wyvern too much, and is pretty good at disrupting a lot of his spells in the fight. So those interactions are going to be something to look for. But overall, it's Shopify coming out ahead on the CS chart, man. Dominating these early waves in terms of just securing the last hits across the cores.
Yeah, Yopaj has destroyed Copy. He's gotten 10 denies. A good number of them have range creeps, which usually Ember Spirit's good at securing with Sleight of Fist, but something about the matchup, Yopaj has gotten him to use Sleight not on range creeps, so he's going to have a pretty large experience lead at this point.
He is just ending the man's career right now. Like, this is a nice lead for him on the mid. They're going to make the play on Fly. It's a tough kill with all the armor.
Slowed down enough by the tag team with the blood grenade. Looks like they'll get the kill finally in the end. Note that he did take tag team. For all you drinking buddy fans out there, tag team does look like a much better ability.
Yeah, it seems to just be more reliable. Easier to use. Comes online with the damage, I think, just a bit better. And big little kill for them to get. First blood adds to the early lead here. Thought Nouns were going to be doing better on this laning phase, but really getting shown up here.
Shopify came to play. Copy again. Jesus. Just not caring about CS and just keeps on hitting Copy in the face over and over again. He will not be able to get a water rune, though. So this could change some of the momentum he was building up.
Does leave Yuma alone top, who, I mean, he is bottom of that CS chart, basically. He's not doing much better up here. Venge is a strong laner, and this tree just couldn't win the regen war early on. So that does come at a price, but denying that water rune of the Pango is huge in a matchup where you're harassing him a lot. This should really just start to win the lane for Copy here the next few minutes. At least pull him back to even.
Just keeps on hitting with slight after slight. Yopaj kind of needs a support to die somewhere so they can TP in and refill his bottle right now. Or TZ, they're going to actually force the TP to be used on Lelis. He was too slow to get out of range there with Shadow Realm. They were ready to rip him apart. So ETP's back, leaving Gunner alone for a little bit.
We're looking for the kill before the level 6.
Dodge with a slight, and it's not good enough. With the tag team swashbuckle combination, they just burst through the Ember Spirit. Flame Guard does nothing for you there.
Right, sometimes the simple moves are the best ones, right? Gank the Spirit Hero before level 6. Doesn't get much simpler than that. And that lane that was going back the Ember's way just gets pushed down even more. Gunner, he has to cut now because that Dark Willow had to leave. His early game not looking nearly as good for Nouns as I thought it was going to be. Just getting outplayed here on all these small things, and Kittrack has done some work. Winning top, winning mid, opening up a lot of this map.
They're gonna go for it. He has enough damage. He does go for the kill underneath the tier 2. Skem trying a little bit too hard to harass this Primal Beast as he is cutting waves nonstop. Mid push coming in with the siege wagon. Yopaj being level 6 and Copy still not having his 6 and being so far away from it. He is likely to die here. The shards makes things really awkward. He can't get in there right away. Can hit him with the stun. Kitrak effectively signs his own death warrant there as he puts himself in a 1v1 with the Ember Spirit with Yopaj unable to be a part of it. And he's going to have to swashbuckle down to low ground away from the brambles to be able to survive. Rough one. Yuma top lane in some trouble. Only a short waveform away. Arteezy sticks on top of him. Nice pushback there with the adaptive strike, but it only does so much. You cannot just keep morphing into strength against an Ursa. He just keeps on racking up, stacking physical damage.
This is another fast-paced game. It's straight back into this Ember. If the first one didn't work, the second one will. And they get him.
Get the kill. Arteezy looking for the supports now, and he's gonna get him. Minus armor. Fly. Yeah, Fly's got to be careful here, as after this kill, they're going to try and chase him down as well with a snowball to catch up. They've easily got it. That is 3 kills off of Arteezy's rotation from through the gate. Again, pre-level 6. Arteezy did that super early in game 1 with the punch. Copy is dead again. The man is never going to get 6. They need to give him the wisdom rune at this point.
Removed him from the game. Nouns not responding to this roaming at all. This is like game 1. Just the moves from Shopify so fast, so many of them, catching Nouns off guard. And the second you're missing some TPs or some supports, map just crumbles. Those roams from Artur have been devastating for Nouns early game. And now this Ember is just so far behind. This Tusk is having a hell of a game. The tower's just gone with a treant protector. Not what you want to see here if you're Fly. They're just looking for more, man. Why stop this tag team duo? Just claiming whatever they want on the map right now. Oh boy, this could be a fast one. They keep this pace up.
Take this little hard cam stack. Combination of Kitrak and Yopaj taking over the game. 3,000 net worth lead at 9 minutes. One hell of a pace to set for Shopify in this game 3. Chains goes out. Yopaj chasing after him here. Gunner's going to try and get the punish. It would be too far, and he would be stumbling into a trap, as they're still going to try and enact that trap with a swap back onto Gunner. The tree's trying to heal him up right now. Gunner with a pulverize just cannot stay alive. Copy, he has to be a bit careful here. Slight goes out. MC's tanky enough to survive through that one. Copy also had some magic wand charges to put out, so he's good there.
Man, they're just all over the place. And Copy, I don't think he's seen a 1v1 since like minute 4.5 here or something.
No.
Man's just getting ganked over and over. There's no pressure anywhere else on the map. Shopify taking full advantage of it. And the scary part is here, they have the Ursa lineup. So if they get the really fast lead here going in the mid game, they're just going to do Roche at some point. You're going to be too far behind to contest it.
Can't even get a D ward, man. Arteezy came over and killed the ward, the sentry that he dropped before Fly could get the second hit in. Copy gets a haste rune. Big pickup. Something, Gabe, a little something to work with.
Gabe showing mercy here. Felt bad for the man. He's been ganked 4 times, lost his tower. Not much help. He'll be blessed by the rune. Here comes Skem just to throw a little salt in the wound. Even what is Arteezy doing here? Like, these guys are just swarming.
All right. Kitrak is trying really hard to get some kills that are a bit of a stretch here. Going after a Dark Willow next to a tier 2 tower. Had Yopaj join him. But now Nouns can try and get a punish out of this. Cold Embrace healing up Yopaj to a decent spot. Copy just decides to get out of here. He didn't have much mana to work with. Popped his haste rune in the process too, so.
It's getting more reactions out of him, which is time that Arteezy's getting to farm this safe lane. MC just pushing in top. Probably going to take another tower here with another catapult wave. He's just rushing Ags. This is going to be a fast Venge Ags.
Top tower has fallen.
Not the greatest answers for it. Kind of have to all in him with the Primal Beast, and if that happens, he comes back to life and just swaps you back in. Pretty rough team fight. You're going to have to recover this game through the fighting because your Ember is just so far behind. I don't think you're just going to be able to rat this map out. See if Nouns try and smoke and make a move of their own. You can just like onslaught this Primal and with Bedlam on top of him. And once more, I think you have to play through the Primal here. He's your only real early game damage at this point. Use him to get your supports back in the game. You don't have the ults yet, I guess, but should still be enough damage on some of these random cores you can find on the map. Stacks being prepared for the Ursa. Oh boy, this bear is going to be gigantic if nothing happens here in like the next 2 or 3 minutes. He is not getting kicked out of lane. His tower's not getting pressured. He's getting stacks built up for him here. He's going to have the levels and the battle fury to use it.
All right, so an ancient stack that Gunner's going to clear through. They're trying to speed this guy along to a BKB. And then maybe they feel like they could play through him. The intrusion of Shopify, though, coming into Nouns' house, interrupting them midway through doing ancients. And MC's still chasing, man. Relentless.
I mean, if you can contest these ancient stacks and put yourself in a position to maybe contest that 14-minute wisdom rune, you'd be super happy here. It might be too much, at least more than Shopify is willing to commit for that type of play. Nonetheless, you're still vacating Nouns from this area, which feels decent. Giving some farm to the Morphling, but that's about it. That Battle Fury flying out, man, that is so damn fast here. Our tour on a very different trajectory than that Marcy game. We can say that for sure.
He's going to use that lead that he has to push for even more. They are going to take this tier 1 tower and are going to set up to contest the Wisdom Rune. Now, Leyless recognizes this, and he is already smoked up and is sprinting to the other side of the map. So they're still going to try and get a trade-off, even if Shopify are camping on their own setup here. Arteezy recognizing that they're not going to contest is actually going to TP back. So he can pick up the Wisdom Rune on the other side of the map. They get double Wisdom Runes, and Arteezy can hit some Ancients.
Man, just giving him nothing here. Well, I guess they're giving him some Ancient stacks.
Yeah, that's something.
Not too bad. I mean, Gunner's still having a solid game. You're gonna have to do something with it, though, at some point. And we'll finish his BKB here. So that has got to be the smoke signal for Nouns. Get this Primal involved in something on the map. Gotta slow down this pace right now. I mean, we haven't even gotten to like the Roshan, but this Roshan can be done very early here.
Yeah, probably looking at a dire side Roche contest. Arteezy's already set up for it. Honestly, he could probably do it right at 15. Gets a Tusk in there with tag team. That's all you need.
Yeah, they have Venge minus armor as well. Tag team Pangolier to get in there. I mean, this is an incredibly fast Roche taking team. The other thing is they can just let the Ursa do it and keep the other 4 heroes on the map, which might be the better option. A little slower, but more efficient if they're not feeling the pressure. A little poke action.
Slide chains getting Kitrak low. Cold Embrace. stop some of the threat. The Primal Beast is going to come in through the side, intercepted by a Rolling Thunder, knocked up in the air. BKB be damned. It's a winner's curse to stop the pulverize, and he dies to the physical damage so easily. A BKB does not solve all your problems. They have BKB piercing stuns, they have swap, they have winner's curse, and frankly, they just have crap tons of physical damage.
Yeah, this first item, BKB, just backfires horribly. You don't get it off at the right time, and then you're just abused. Running into the whole squad there, not what you wanted to have happen. And MC Zags, his is done. So yeah, even if you BKB in and kill the Avenge, I mean, he's just coming back. Can't really go on this Ursa with Embrace to guarantee he gets his ult off. Very tough position for Nouns. They are bleeding net worth on the map. Need to find something. Is Morphling getting involved? The answer.
Yeah, they're finally going to get a pick off here. Took a little bit, but they got something. Third kill for Nouns in 17 minutes.
Just another one of those games where they can't find the little moves, and the mid. It's all about that mid lane. Just went so bad for them. They're really behind on the early damage and the tempo. There is that Roshan. Artur wasting no time here. Got a blink dagger in the bank. About to have an Aegis. He can play aggressive with this because, like we said, it's a good Ursa game. He's going to jump on anybody and threaten all these cores pretty well. 5 minutes here. You're going to try and dodge this bear for the next 5 minutes? What's the game plan? Don't know if you have another option, really.
That is a good question. I love the early aggression. He's going to pick up the Blink Dagger, and he is going to complete his Orb of Corrosion, too. So he's going to have better tower hitting, but he's also just going to be very tough to get away from for a lot of these heroes of Nouns.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think this is where you can start to get a little greedy on the map if you're Shopify. Like you can start letting someone hit the tower top and smoke the triangle here or something like this. It'd be pretty rare that Nouns are all grouped as 4 or 5 because you know they're behind and they're trying to rat the map. So you can get greedy during those periods and really like look for the pick off, farm out all the lanes, make some 2 or 3 man smoke play if you want to. Just let RTZ do his thing. It's going to create pressure on his own like this. I think these windows are open right now. Shopify Rebellion want to try and take advantage of them. And I think it would not be a bad idea here. No need to let this Morphling Ember recover on the map. You can take away their camps, take away their space.
Are you still confident that that Morphling can carry this game for Nouns?
What are you talking? I was never confident in Morphling in the first place. What do you mean
well,
still? I'm not sure this hero can
if
carry anything.
Let's say it's a good Morphling patch. It's not, but let's just pretend that it is. Is it a good Morphling game?
I mean, the Wyvern steel's nice, Tusk steel's nice. It's good. It's like mostly good versus supports here, but I don't think it's amazing versus like this Venge Ursa Pango. Ursa, I think, is a good matchup versus hero in general, and the other two are like mediocre at best. I'm not convinced, honestly, but I'm super not convinced in this patch where Zero just seems to fall flat in the fights. Just haven't really seen an item build that makes this hero work on a level compared to a lot of the other popular carries right now.
Yeah, I thought that build for this game would have been the Kana build, but looks like he's just going the stats, right-click build. Maybe part of that is just the fact that they're behind. He's going to have to play for a late game in this matchup against the Ursa. He's going to need Scotty. But they are going to fall really far behind because the scariest thing is these Tinies and Ursas, when they're able to, especially Ursa, Templar Assassin's another one, take free Tormentors. Ursa just casually rides up to the enemy side of the map, takes their Tormentor very quickly. Just a free 1,400 gold for your team, denies that gold away from Nouns.
Yeah, that's the thing. Morphling doesn't really accelerate your game at all, right? He's just there. And it's like hoping that this hero does something in the late game, but that's where I go back to. Does Morphling actually outfight a lot of the big carries of the patch run? I think that's supposed to be his strength and the reward for picking him. I just don't feel like it's true. It feels like he goes in and he's not tankier than a lot of heroes anymore. He doesn't necessarily have more armor. He doesn't do more damage.
Scam using Winter's Curse to secure the Wisdom Rune as Lewis gets run down on top part. Let's see if Copy's able to get out here. Punch into Rolling Thunder. How did he somehow get out of that? That was crazy. Cold Embrace will not save Yopaj there, so two good things happen for Nouns. Copy survives, and Gunner kills Yopaj for a kill that's worth over 1,000 gold.
Did he like blink pulverize him, canceled the roll, and then he got insta stunned, so it just like, didn't even appear basically?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like the Rolling Thunder did not hit.
Yeah, I don't know how it didn't really hit the Ember, but I guess he's in the air. It couldn't proc. It couldn't like. I don't know, man. That was kind of strange, but I mean, good turnaround from Gunner. They got a huge kill on the map. You need a couple more of those for sure. I think MC's enjoying his time right now, though. Gets to play carry.
Venge with able to not die, get an Aghanim Scepter. I feel like that's the dream right there. Somehow farm up an Ags without getting picked off a couple of times. Now he got a free shard from the Tormentor because he won the 50-50 because they took two Tormentors, so one of the supports already had a shard. The Winter Wyvern. Now he can be hyper aggressive, freely swap any heroes that he thinks are an easy pickoff. If he dies, who cares? Oof. Yuma dies on the top left part of the map. So there goes all that progression. Nobody is really progressing at this point for Nouns.
I mean, this is just what I've seen from Morphling, man. It's just the hero takes so long to do anything. You just lose the game, and then you just have this dude on the map who's like can't contribute any pressure, can't join the fights, doesn't threaten anything, farms kind of slow. It just doesn't seem worth the risk here. And maybe it's just me not seeing it, but I don't think the stats are seeing it either. And right now, Shopify Rebellion they're seeing it because they're taking full advantage. This Ursa is doing a lot around the map compared to his counterpart. And it's giving them a lot of space to operate with, opening up a size of a lead here. And every time one of these kills happens, it's Ursa banging on the door, man, taking another objective, getting another item. Bash are already done. Ags close. It's only like 1,100 off here. That is pretty disgusting. I mean, what the hell do you do to this guy if he finishes Ags by like 25 minutes? And he's got Swap behind him, and Snowball behind him, and Embrace behind him.
I don't know. I don't know what you do. I'm gonna guess you're gonna have to contest this next Roshan in some magical way. Your Nouns. I don't know how you're gonna steal that Aegis away from the Ursa, because otherwise, they could already be progressing to hitting high ground by 30.
Well, this is one way to do it. I mean, Gunner is still your most farmed hero. Does have the Yules for some Ursa control. Can insta-blink pulverize to set up these plays.
Blink grabs, Yopaj. Follow-up is there. Wait! The push made the Terrorize miss, and now he's able to swashbuckle down to low ground, hit a beautiful Winter's Curse. Kitcherak will try and finish him up. The Rolling Thunder is going to come back in from Yopaj. Bounce around a little bit, a little awkward, but that's okay. Yuma does manage to finish up the one hero in the Tusk. Skem is surviving through the Cold Embrace, but Yuma can probably finish him off. Copy's able to get him with a slight. Are they able to get out, though? They've expended a lot to be here. Yuma goes for the TP out. No stunts available. Copy, he has a Remnant to work with and a TP coming up at a second. So if he can somehow get his Remnant far enough away from Shopify or stay out of the side, he goes for a TP. Oh, RTZ finds him easily. Good God.
Oh, they're going to get this respawn. They might miss it. Miss it by 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, Yopaj does have illusion runes. Maybe he'll send one of them into the pit to check it out. Fly's pushing out this bottom lane. No detection to find him, though.
I don't know if that was just unfortunate or misexecution or a bit of both there for Nouns, but missing that terrorize on him because he got bumped a little cost them so much in that fight. But still, Skem very fast on the TP, blink, instant curse, and that fight's probably rough from that point onwards regardless. It's just so hard to go in on this Shopify lineup when these cores can play aggressive, which means your ability to find the Wyvern or the Tuskar first, very difficult. And since you have multiple saves here, they can bail each other out. Thor will check that Roche. He will finish his Ags, try and claim an Aegis and a Cheese here. That Cheese would be nice for the Pango or the Venge. Probably give it to the Pango, and then all three of your cores basically have double lives here. Who do you go on with that? That's just a nightmare to initiate on.
Good luck and Godspeed, Nouns. This is going to be one hell of a hold. They need the Venge, man. They need some sort of repositioning tool. They don't even have that for the high ground hold. They don't even have that good of high ground defense.
Yeah, it's not good, especially when you have sustain on the side of Shopify. Oof, rough position for sure. Shopify looking to close out this series, get themselves into that finals, and do it in dominant fashion if they can make the rest of this game as clean as the start. Compy very close to death here. Does he know it?
He's just a simple Venge, right? Not a big deal. But if he gets hit by a stun with Arteezy right on top of him,
he dodged them all.
not gonna find him here. They're gonna go and make sure they get the Wisdom Rune again. Something Shopify put a lot of effort into getting. See, Yopaj is doing the same on the other side of the map. Hello, Lilis. Goodbye, Lilis.
Welcome back to the Pangolier meta, my friend, in case you missed it. Supports Nightmare.
See, we've got a lot of Pango fans in chat.
Oh, yeah?
Greatly enjoying this game.
That's
Hit track, it is enough damage. They don't have the most chain stun between these two, but what they do have is a lot of physical damage.
Ooh, that is nasty right there. Who's finding who here? That's a bigger question.
I mean, MC will gladly take this fight. He's the one with the Ags. Hasn't even gotten to use it yet.
Oh, nice
Everybody
dodge.
gets out, though. Into the trees, they TP away.
I mean, these little plays are nice, but like you're still just bleeding out, and you can't get that team fight going into the Aegis. This lead is becoming nasty, and Mind Control is just going straight carry, man. Like this guy, he doesn't give a damn anymore. If the bear won't carry this game, he will at this point. He still has not died once. And you have that Tuskar to back him up. You have Embrace to back him up. Like, these cores can just build hyper-aggressive here. Don't need to worry about survivability. The supports are going to give it to him.
You got this scan on the high ground. They know they're up here. They're going to try and fight him, but Arteezy, he's coming through. They're going to let MC die the first time. They got a spotted Arteezy, managed to hit him with the Yules. A beautiful winner's curse. Now, eventually MC will die and come back on a second life, but it is taking so long. He finally goes down. MC's ready to go with the swap on Gunner. Pulls back in the Primal Beast for the Ursa to feast. Yuma, he steals the Arctic Burn to put himself up on the high ground. Quickly gets knocked down to low ground, and a hard fall it is. All the way to the fountain he goes. Shopify Rebellion straight into the base, with only the Ember Spirit to slightly harass them while they take buildings.
Bear is just out of control. No answer for Ursa in this game. It was a deadly last pick, and he had a pretty free game. There was no lane phase pressure, no rotations. Early game was rough. They just ganked the crap out of this Ember. There was no tempo, and now Artor is just 1v5ing these fights. It's very deep. Doesn't matter. I don't know if it does. Can't do anything.
No, it really doesn't. MC saves the one person who maybe could die in that situation, which would be Kitrak. Arteezy could die, but of course he has the Aegis for another minute.
He's so
Are they going to
rich.
try and force it in this minute time? Go high ground again?
I mean, why not? Just keep battling here. Anytime Nouns leave their base, just jump them. There's not much answer.
Well, Arteezy would like to farm some more, sir.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he would. This man likes his CS. That is no mystery.
Got to make sure they don't throw the game. You know, they throw this game after losing the finals to Nouns earlier. Might be too much tilt to overcome, so they're gonna play it safe. Not gonna rush the high ground. Maybe we'll even wait for a full-on another Roshan. We'll see.
I don't know about that. I think they're gonna keep going here.
Dude, they've got so many repositioning tools. They've got swap, now they've got kick. Your high ground. This fight is not going to happen on the high ground. It's going to happen on the low ground on Shopify's terms, though the curse
That's
is not
awkward.
that good to be able to stop this initiation. Skem's going to be in a bit of trouble. And Yuma, with the Arctic Burn, is laying out some damage. With the Scotty, slowing down these heroes, trying to keep them at bay. But the big bad bear is here now. Arteezy rushing forward, terrorize, push back some of the others, but it's Arteezy you have to worry about. And Yuma is getting stacked up on. Every Fury swipes, he's up to an extra 423 damage. Arteezy's taking a lot, though. And with Copy back into it and the Enrage about to wear out, they can actually kill this guy. Hit him once with the Scotty slowdown. Copy's going to catch up. Yuma to finish him off.
There's a blink.
Oh, gotta blink away. Don't tell me he's
my
gonna
God.
get out of here. Copy's searching, but he's out of remnant charges. That was his last one. Arteezy somehow stays alive. I can't believe MC didn't die yet, but he's gonna go
just
for the kill
killing.
on fly. Can't quite get it. Second life. Not gonna be able to do much either. So Nouns, they're able to hold.
It cost them double core buyback, and they did not
True.
get the Ursa. Very expensive fight, but yeah, they do win it. They get some XP out of the exchange. Unfortunate timing for them in a sense that you can't get any Roshan or anything like that on the map. Just gonna have to farm up some camps, and those two big boys for Shopify and that Pango and the Ursa, unable to bring them down. Those were your biggest targets there. I mean, we saw glimpses of what that Morphling can do with the stolen Arctic Burn. Like really messing Arteezy up, diving deep into the base, gets hit, starts getting burned, hit by the Scotty, just can't move, getting permanent slowed. That's a risky situation for him, and the type of interaction Nouns were looking for this whole game just came too little too late. And by now, he's so damn big. You don't have
And that's
damage
without
for
a
him.
major damage item on the Morphling.
Right.
Like that was mostly just Scotty and Arctic Burn doing its work. He's gonna get he's not gonna buy out the Daedalus. He's gonna buy out BKB instead.
I mean, you can't blame him the way these fights are going. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just the damage. Like, you have some damage on the side of Nouns. It's just not as fast. And the double displacement it's deadly. Like, you get kicked out of this formation, or you get swapped out of this formation, it's really bad because you have to commit to try and save that guy, or the Ursa's eating him in seconds. And if you do commit, you might just get cursed. And then you're even in a worse position. The Pango's going to roll through you all. Someone's getting punched. So it's like you have to take the fight on your terms if you're Nouns, which means just charging with Primal or going in with the Ember and finding these supports. Not an easy task here at all. You don't have that Shiva's up yet for the Primal to give you the extra vision. Your Ember was just decimated in this early game. Still, you have to fight. You have to find something. I don't think you can afford to give up the third dire Roshan in this game. I feel like that would just be the death sentence. Can't even finish the Tormentor.
Nouns. All right, Tormentor gets taken. You are very rapidly closing in on 5 Aghanim shards for Shopify Rebellion. It's just Arteezy who doesn't have one at this point. It's taken 4 Tormentors.
He'll get his guaranteed here. That's going to be a nice little pickup for him. Make him even tankier, even better versus this Morphling Wyvern Steel. can debuff himself versus these Arctic Burns and these other random spells. Good versus the Treant as well. This is the last smoke here for Nouns. Really need something off this fight, and they need a really good angle into a good ward so they can spot the supports. That is how you win an engagement here if you are Nouns. You have to find the Wyvern, have to find the Tusk.
Are scanning.
They have a pretty good
Smoke
angle.
Looks like it's maybe gonna break on
Well, he got
pitch
seen.
track, but he's away. Yopaj is sitting ready to go. Where he can roll up Rolling Thunder if they try and go for him. He gets a double jump off. He gets grabbed by the Pulverize. Immediately swapped out of it, though. He's able to swashbuckle backwards, and it's Gunner who won in some trouble. Tries to onslaught away, but he's going to be caught. Curse, surrounded by two supports, and Arteezy goes in for the kill. He's able to finish him off. A kick that sends the Dark Willow's corpse flying across the battlefield. Arteezy finds his next target. It's the Morphling. Jumps onto him. With the Morphling gone, there goes all of your hope for Nouns. Knock up in the air to stop the TP out, and Nouns have no buybacks. So you were correct, Avery. They did feel like they had to contest the Roshan, but ultimately the outcome is the same as if they had just stayed up inside of their base. It's a lost team fight and probably a lost game 3.
Did not find the supports. That's the biggest thing there. Yopaj on that front line was baiting an illusion as well. They didn't bite the bait, but it just doesn't matter. The second you commit that Pulverize and that Primal onto that Pango, I feel like that fight's over. Because the saves are going to come through, the punch or the swap or the curse is going to come through, and then that formation is solidified for Shopify Rebellion. They're not afraid of anything, and Arteezy is just going ham. So they went for the flank. They tried to find the angle. Shopify are ready for it. It's pretty hard to do it at this point in the game. Yeah, this should be Shopify taking game 3 here as just no answer for the Ursa and a lot of answers for this Morphling, man. They did not seem to care about Yuma at all in any of these fights.
Well, Nouns looks like they're going to hold out, try and hold out against Megas. They don't call the GG yet, but will indeed be full-on Megas with 4 minutes left on the Aegis. Shopify attempt to get an initiation, end up going on a Morphling illusion. Arteezy's focused on objectives. 1 tier 4 down. Nouns need to make the initiation. They got to take the first step. Otherwise, swap back into Arteezy. Hit him with the Rolling Thunder. He's just dead before the overgrowth can come in. A way to stop the Ursa's damage. It doesn't happen fast enough. It comes too quick and too clean for Shopify Rebellion as they take this game 3 emphatically. There is no doubt about it. This series, game 1 and game 3, were very